Well, I think China has been a bit surprised at how serious the pushback has been. The Ukrainians have shown incredible bravery in the face of overwhelming superiority in firepower and equipment and the numbers of soldiers, for example. But the Ukrainians have fought valiantly, and their president, I think, has been an inspiration to the rest of the world. And I think that really surprised China. And I think it's certainly going to make them think twice. Hopefully, it will. Well, I think there are parallels. Probably the most obvious is that you have two authoritarian dictatorships here who seek to control two smaller democracies, freedom-loving peoples, the Ukrainians and the Taiwanese. And I hope that President Xi is taking the right message here, is that he better not bite off more than he can chew, because it could go very differently than the way he might anticipate that such a military endeavor might go. So let's hope he gets the right message. Well, the Taiwanese certainly have. They've been very helpful in joining the sanctions against Russia. Unfortunately, China, not so much. China has been in an alliance, really, with Russia. We saw, for example, Putin go. He was one of the only major countries that went to the Olympics in China recently. So the two are in an alliance, and they support each other to some degree. But there's no way to know exactly how long that's going to last. We certainly hope that it doesn't last forever, because it's a very dangerous alliance for the rest of the world, because you do have two authoritarian dictatorships here that are a couple of the world's worst actors right now, and we're seeing that firsthand in Ukraine. It's mostly been rhetorical aid to the rest of the world, and basically saying that Russia should come to the negotiations table, and that they would like to have peace. But when it comes to the rubber meeting the road, actually doing something, they've not done anything that's been particularly helpful. In fact, they've taken the Russian side on this. They've accused the United States and the West of being responsible for this war because of NATO enlargement. Now, of course, Ukraine is not part of NATO. They'd like to be, and many of us think they should be, and probably already should have been prior to this, and perhaps Putin wouldn't have taken this action if they were part of NATO. But unfortunately, China has not been helpful. For the most part, they've been just the opposite of helpful. I think it will, and that's why it's so important that the United States and our NATO allies stay unified on this. We want to make sure that China realizes that we're unified with respect to the Russians trying to take Ukraine, and will be equally, if not more so, unified if they try to take Taiwan. Taiwan is it's a nation that votes for its own leadership. It's been a de facto independent nation for half a century now. But China looks at Taiwan, greedily. They want to take over, and their actions recently have been particularly provocative. For example, flying their warplanes in Taiwanese airspace. So hopefully they are going to. Hopefully, China is going to learn something here, and they're going to, I hope, learn that the West is united on Ukraine and will be equally united with respect to Taiwan should China decide to act militarily towards Taiwan.